This War of Mine is not your typical military game. It paints a sombering picture of warfare and the destructive impact it has on those it reaches. There's no chest-pumping bravado here, no explosive turret sequences. Instead, you play as a group of survivors barely getting by in a besieged city. Pawel Miechowski, senior writer at developer 11-Bit Studios, stopped by to show off the game's upcoming expansion, The Little Ones. I asked Pawel how his team balances such heavy subject matter with making a fun game.
When we internally talk about it, we even rather avoid fun or entertaining because it doesn't fit to the topic, but engaging, yes. And even we tend to call more it as an experience rather than a game, because somehow through the 3 decades of gaming industry evolving, we started to perceive it only as, power fantasies. And we figure out that games can also be not only about escapism. And I've been asked this a few times by journalists that if we believe that games should be, opening different perspectives or just be about escapism. And I think that it's actually a perfect proof that you can talk about serious things via game, but the gameplay needs to be engaging. Otherwise, you feel the message is shallow, because games speak via gameplay. That's their language. If the language is clear, engaging in this way, you're gonna get the message.
Do you find it challenging to sort of convince people to engage in this sort of more heady subject matter in the realm of games?
We knew we were making this experience for a bit older audience. What I mean, like gamers in their 30s and so on, like ourselves. And our point was that we're expecting from games some different perspective on things, on war in this case. So we knew our audience is pretty similar to us. And when we announced the game, we got a lot of positive feedback and really supportive community saying that finally someone is showing the other perspective of war. We broke some design rules in this War of Mine, and in this War of Mine, The Little Ones, to make you attached to the characters. So to give you an example, that was a brilliant idea by creative director Michał, who noticed that we as gamers, we are programmed to perceive games in a very specific way. For example, on a level you expect there's a riddle to be solved. If you see someone, non-playable characters, usually you perceive that person as an enemy, or there's a solution you need to find on some level.
Right, it's a puzzle to be solved.
Exactly, and in this War of Mine there is no such thing. So you start to behave more, you don't know what's happening, so you start to play very attentively, and when you pay attention to a lot of details, you attach to the characters in a very easier way. It happens naturally. And when you attach to the characters, you feel more for them. So as long as kid may be a burden, still you feel this is your character, and you take care of a child.
Yeah, that was something we were talking about earlier that I thought was interesting, is that in a game sort of this bleak, the addition of children isn't necessarily a hindrance, but actually a source of it's like a ray of sunshine for the survivors, they're a source of joy.
Well, we've designed the entire environment as it was meant to be when released on PC last year, but we were thinking about how to add children to the world to make it fulfilled, coherent from the very beginning. So once the PC edition was released, we already started to work on on how to bring kids to this world. We didn't want it to make it fast and as fast as possible, let's say, because that would be undercooked element, and that wouldn't fit. So we definitely spend more time to design it precisely how it should be done. Yet you need to know in the game children don't die. Because we figure out that you attach in this War of Mine, The Little Ones, you attach easily to characters. Same with children. If you are attached to the kid, losing a child is enough to be, you know, painful way to show that kids also can be harmed in war. So we are not showing death explicitly. It's not necessary. There are certain events in the story that when the child is in a bad shape, a Red Cross may come and save the child, and there are really different events that you can lose a child anyway, and we believe in this subtle way this is surely enough. Because, you know, we could have make it very explicit, but
Right.
then
I mean, was
would
that
be
something
closer
the
to
team explored, but then ultimately decided against? Or was it always just from the beginning, like, we don't want to broach that subject?
no, we didn't need it even,
Okay.
because we knew that the basic, to give you an example, you make a really hard choices in this game, and they cost you, they forces you to carry emotional toll, and that's enough. That's the subtle way you can show how war brutally is without throwing blood on the screen.
So Pawel, why was this War of Mine a story you and your team wanted to tell?
That would be probably two factors, I think. One
Okay.
would be that we knew there's this maturization process I mentioned that, yeah, you can say about serious things in a game.
Right, as the medium grows older.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one thing. And the other thing is that we wanted to spread the message that war can happen anytime, anywhere.
Okay.
And when it happens, you're on your own. It's the biggest test you may be faced with. I mean, I wish it never happens, but sadly it happens. So maybe that was not our intention initially, but I am proud to say that after some time it's called as an eye-opening experience. It's really great to hear such feedback. There was a blog post on I think on Kinja by a girl whose mother was a Vietnam refugee, and she wrote that playing this War of Mine helped her understand what her mother has been through.
Right.
So it's a really great thing to know that we've managed to capture this.
So Pawel, when does the Little Ones expansion come out, and what platforms?
So this War of Mine, The Little Ones, is set to release on January the 29th, 2016, and it's gonna be on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
All right, folks, thanks for watching. And if you want to see more great GR Plus videos, well, our YouTube page is right over here. And if you want to get your READ read on, the GR Plus website is right over there.